There's a whole bunch of mid-size sport utility vehicles on the market. Honda has its Pilot, Hyundai has its Veracruz. Right here, we have the Mitsubishi Outlander. You have to offer something different to stand out in this sea of sameness. This 7-passenger SUV, it's got rugged, sporty good looks that the others just can't match. Those aggressive looks start off right here with the nose. This very snout-like angry demon face with its sharp-cut eyes, its wide gaping maw set the tone. Sloping back, it's sharp, it's chiseled, it's aggressive, it's masculine. This is a manly vehicle. Mitsubishi offers up the Outlander in 3 trims. You have the ES, the SE, and the GT. The 2 are lower trims, the ES and the SE, are available with a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine which makes 168 horsepower. That engine is paired with a CVT for the transmission, makes swapping gear ratios nice and easy, but we have a GT here. It's got a V6 engine, it's got 230 horsepower, and it comes with a 6-speed automatic. This is a 7-passenger SUV. That means it's going to have a 3rd row of seating. Typically, that 3rd row is just for kids. But if you need more room, you can stow this 3rd row and get even more space. The load floor is now nice and flat. You got plenty of room, great cargo area back here. But if you need a little bit more, say you want to tailgate, sit, enjoy some nice scenic area, flip this switch, and you got even more room. The Outlander's not a huge SUV on the outside, but they still need to cram in room for that 3rd row. That means you're going to suffer here a little bit in the middle row. However, if you do need a little more room, you can just slide the seat back. Now I'm practically in a Maybach here, and I got plenty of room to watch a movie. Pop on some headphones, grab the remote, it's party back here. If you're looking to get into an Outlander of your own, you can start pretty cheap when it comes to money. The base Outlander, the ES trim, starts at about $22,000. You're going to get a front-wheel drive car with a CVT transmission and a 4-cylinder engine. Step all the way up to this GT, you got a V6, you've got a 6-speed automatic, you've got all-wheel drive, and you're pushing close to $30,000. It starts at $27,000, but once you start adding up the options, you'll be cresting that $30,000 barrier in no time. Sitting up front here in the Outlander, it's a great spot, it's nice, you've got a great view of the road like you expect in any SUV. You're up high, you can see everything, and the windshield just seems to keep on going. It's a wonderful perspective in terms of visibility all the way around. In fact, there's lots of glass, there's lots of light. It's easy to drive this thing and know what's going on around you. Though they offer it with the 4-cylinder, we're driving a 6-cylinder. It's got a decent amount of punch under the hood. It's not a lot. It's not going to get you embarrassed though. 230 horse, 215 pound-feet of torque. That's still, though, coupled with the all-wheel drive system, you're talking sub 30 miles per gallon on the highway. Since we're driving a car with the Mitsubishi badge on the front and the back, you can expect a little bit of sportiness injected, and that's no different here with the Outlander. The steering is responsive, it's tight, the engine has a good little punch to it, and overall it's an enjoyable driving experience, and it drives smaller than the 7-passenger SUV size would have you believe or expect it to feel from behind the driver's seat. Sometimes when you're sitting in a vehicle that costs less than $30,000, you're expecting to sit on a front seat that almost feels like cardboard. But here, Mitsubishi has upped the ante. There's lots of cushioning going on. It's very comfortable. I could see myself being very happy regardless of the length of my trip, a short trip to the grocery store or an extended road trip. I'm going to be satisfied with the level of comfort here in this driver's seat. If you happen to step up to an Outlander in the SE or GT trim, you can get available all-wheel drive. That's a trademark with Mitsubishi, and they don't like to call it AWD, they call it AWC, which means all-wheel control. That's because you got this little selector down here. You can switch between tarmac, snow, and in the Outlander you can even lock the differential if you get into some really tough stuff. Mitsubishi managed to inject an extra dose of sport here behind the steering wheel thanks to these magnesium paddle shifters. Connected to the 6-speed automatic unit down here, when you need to grab an extra gear or two, you can easily find these no matter where the wheel is turned, because they're huge, they're shiny, they look good, and they work very nicely. There's a whole host of SUVs to choose from in that mid-size segment. Some of them are going to have 2 rows, some of them are going to have 3 rows, but not many of them are going to have the sportiness, the good looks, and the punch that the Outlander GT has. It's a great option in that sub $30,000 price range. You can get a CVT, you can get the 6-speed automatic, you can get all-wheel drive, you can get front-wheel drive. There's a lot going on. So if you like a different little look up front, in the rear, you like this extra little tailgate out back, perhaps the Outlander GT's the car for you.